Problem 3 on trusses. Consider the 4-bar truss shown in figure. It is given that E is equal to 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square. Area 100 mm square for all elements. Complete the following. First one, determine the element stiffness matrix for the entire truss. Second one, assemble the structural stiffness matrix for the entire truss. Third one is, using elimination approach, solve for the nodal displacement. Fourth one, recover the stress in each element. Fifth one is, calculate the reaction forces. See here, first you have to find out the elemental stiffness matrix for all the elements in the truss structure. Second question is, you have to assemble all the elemental stiffness matrix to get the global stiffness matrix. Third is, using elimination approach, you have to find out the nodal displacement. Fourth one is, you have to find out stress in each element. And fifth one, to calculate the reaction forces. See, this is the figure given. This truss system consists of 4 bars. See, these two ends are fixed and this end is on a roller support. And load is applied at node number 3, 25,000 Newton in the negative y direction, and at node number 2, 20,000 Newton in the positive x direction. This length is given 40 mm and this length is given 30 mm. So this is the problem. If the same problem appears for the exam, it will be for 20 marks. Solution. We know the first step, that is finite element model, FE model. See here, this truss system consists of 4 bars. So therefore, for FE model you have to use 4 element. So I will draw the finite element model for the given problem. See here, this is element number 1, node numbering 1, 2. Next element number 2, this is element number 2. Here node numbering is given 3, and this is element number 3. It connects node number 1 to 3. Next, this is element number 4. This is node numbering 4. Next, we will consider the nodal displacements. At node 1, I will take the displacement Q1 in x direction, Q2 in y direction. Similarly, at node number 2, Q3 in x direction, Q4 in y direction. At node 3, the nodal displacements Q5 in x direction, Q6 in y direction. Next, at node number 4, Q7 in x direction, Q8 is the nodal displacement in y direction. So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6, Q7, Q8 are the nodal displacements. Next, I will take the nodal forces. At node 1, F1 and F2 are the nodal forces in x and y direction. Similarly, at node number 2, the nodal forces are F3 and F4. At node number 3, the nodal forces are F5 and F6. Similarly, at node number 4, F7 and F8 are the nodal forces. See the figure. See, at node number 2, there is a load of 20,000 Newton in positive x direction. Means F3 will be equal to 20,000 Newton. So I will take F3 is equal to 20 kilo Newton. Next, here at node number 3, there is a load of 25,000 Newton in the downward direction, means in the negative y direction. So F6 will be minus 25 kilonewton because it is acting downward. So F6 is minus 25 kilonewton. So this is the finite element model of the given truss system. So it consists of total 4 truss element and total 4 nodes. Each node has got 2 degrees of freedom. Therefore, the total degrees of freedom of the given truss system is 8. Next is element connectivity table. Element connectivity table. First column is element initial node, final node, effective length, direction cosines, L and M. Next, L square, M square, LM. See, element number 1. See, if we see the FE model, element number 1 connects node number 1 to 2. See, we have to take node number 1 as origin if we consider this truss system in the Cartesian coordinate system. So, node number 1 will be at 0, 0 and length of the first element is given. It is 40 mm. In the figure it is given length of the first element is 40 mm. If this length is 40 mm, length of the fourth element also becomes 40 mm. Length of second element is given, it is 30 mm. It is given in the figure. So if you want to find out the length of third element, you can apply Pythagoras theorem for this right angle triangle. If you apply Pythagoras theorem, the length of the third element will be 50 mm. It will be equal to 50 mm. Now, the node number 1 is at origin, means the coordinate for node number 1 will be 0, 0. Next, from here to here, the length in x direction will be 40 mm, means the coordinate for second node will be 40, 0. Element number 1 connects node number 1 to node number 2. Initial node is 1, final node is 2. The coordinate for node number 1 is 0, 0 and for 2 is 40, 0. So initial node is 1 for first element, final node is 2. Coordinate for initial node is 0, 0. For second node, the coordinate is 40, 0. The effective length of the element is 40 mm. It is given in the figure. Now, L, the formula for direction cosine L is x2 minus x1 by LE, length of the element. LE is the effective length of the element. So here x2 is 40, x1 is 0. 40 minus 0 divided by 40. It will be equal to 1. Next, M, the formula is y2 minus y1 by L. y2 is 0, y1 is 0. So 0 by 40, it will be 0. L square is 1, M square will be 0, LM will be 0. Next, element number 2. See the FA model. This is element number 2. It connects node number 2 to node number 3. Means initial node is 2, final node is 3. The coordinate for node number 2 is 40, 0. And for 3, from here the distance in x direction is 40, in y direction is 30. So it will be 40, 30 for node number 3. So initial node is 2, final node is 3. At 2 the coordinate is 40, 0, and at node number 3 it will be 40, 30. Effective length is given, it is 30 mm. So L, x2 minus x1 by L. So here x2 is 40, x1 is 40. So 40 minus 40 is 0, divided by 30, it will be equal to 0. Next M. M will be y2 minus y1 by L. y2 is 30, y1 is 0. So 30 minus 0, it is 30, divided by 30, it will be equal to 1. L square will be 0, M square will be 1, Lm will be 0. Next is element number 3. See the FE model. This is element number 3. The initial node is 1 and the final node is 3. The coordinate for initial node, that is for node number 1, the coordinate will be 0, 0. Next, the coordinate for node number 3 will be 40, 30. 40 x and 30 will be equal to y. So it is 40, 30. So it connects node number 1, 2, 3. So coordinate for 1 is 0, 0, and for 3 is it is 40, 30. The length of the element is 50 mm. So we want L. It is x2 minus x1 by effective length. x2 is 40, x1 is 0. So 40 minus 0, it is 40, divided by 50. It will be equal to 0.8. Next we want M. M is y2 minus y1 by L. y2 is 30, y1 is 0. 30 minus 0, it will be 30, divided by 50. It will be equal to 0.6. Next we want L square. 0.8 square. It is 0.64. Next M square. 0.6 square. It will be equal to 0.36. Next L into M. 0.8 into 0.6. It is 0.48. Next is element number 4. See the finite element model. So this is element number 4. It connects node number 3 to node number 4. Means initial node is 3, final node is 4. So for node number 3, the coordinate is 40, 30. And for 4, there is no distance in x direction, but the distance in y direction is 30 from the origin. So it will be 0, 30. For element number 4, initial node is 3, final node is 4. The coordinate for node number 3 is 40, 30, and 4 it is 0, 30, and length of the element is 40 mm. We want L. It is x2 minus x1 by L. x2 is 0, x1 is 40. 0 minus 40 divided by 40. It will be equal to minus 1. M is y2 minus y1 by L. y2 is 30, y1 is 30. So it becomes 0. 0 by 40. Again it is 0. L square minus 1 square, it will be equal to 1. M square is 0. Lm is 0. This is the element connectivity table. You have to be very careful while writing the connectivity table. Don't make any mistake while writing the connectivity table, because if you make any mistake, the entire problem becomes wrong. Next is elemental stiffness matrix. Elemental stiffness matrix. We have the formula K is equal to AE by LE L square LM minus L square minus LM LM minus L square minus LM M square minus LM minus M square minus LM minus M square L square LM LM M square. Next, for element 1, for element 1 K1 is A1, it is 100 mm square, area 100 mm square into Young's modulus, it is 2 into 10 power 5 Newton per mm square, 2 into 10 power 5. Length is 40 mm, so divided by 40. L square is 1, LM is 0, minus L square, it is minus 1, minus LM is 0. So due to symmetry, I can write the first column 0, minus 1, 0. Next we want M square is 0. Minus LM is 0, minus M square is 0. Due to symmetry, I can write the second column here 0, 0. Next we want L square for first element is 1, LM is 0, this becomes 0, M square is 0. Now if you simplify this, K1 becomes 10 power 5 outside, it is 5, 0, minus 5, 0, 0, minus 5, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0. This is the elemental stiffness matrix for first element. Next, you have to give the numbering. See the FE model. Element number 1, it connects node number 1 to node number 2. See at node number 1, the nodal displacements are Q1, Q2. At node number 2, the nodal displacements are Q3 and Q4. Therefore, you have to give the numbering 1, 2, 3, 4. So here I will give the number 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, elemental stiffness matrix for second element. For element 2, K2 is A2 E2 by L2. A2 is same, it is 100 into Young's modulus is also same, 2 into 10 power 5 divided by the length is 30. So for second element, L square is 0, LM is 0, minus L square 0, minus LM is 0. Due to symmetry, I can write here 0, 0, 0. Next we want M square, it is 1, minus LM is 0, minus M square, it is minus 1. Due to symmetry, I can write here 0, minus 1. Next we want L square, it is 0, LM is also 0. Due to symmetry, here I can write 0. Next we want M square, that is 1. Now if you simplify this, we will get K2 is equal to 10 to the power of 5 outside, and inside we will get 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 6.66, 0, minus 6.66, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, minus 6.66, 0, 6.66. This is the elemental stiffness matrix for element number 2. Next is numbering. See the FE model. Second element, it connects node number 2 to 3. At 2, the nodal displacements are Q3, Q4, and at 3 it is Q5, Q6. So the numbering will be 3, 4, 5, 6. Numbering is 3, 4, 5, 6. Here also 3, 4, 5, 6. Next, for element 3, K3 is A3, it is 100 into E3, 2 into 10 power 5, L is 50. L square, it is 0.64. LM, it is 0.48. Minus L square, it is minus 0.64, minus LM is minus 0.48. Due to symmetry, I can write here 0.48 minus 0.64 minus 0.48. Next, we want M square. M square is 0.36. 0.36. Next, minus LM is minus 0.48 minus M square, it is minus 0.36. Due to symmetry, here I can write minus 0.48 minus 0.36. Next, want L square, it is 0.64. LM, it is 0.48. Here 0.48. M square 0.36. If you simplify this, we will get K3 is equal to 10 to the power of 5 outside and inside 2.56, 1.92 minus 2.56 minus 1.92. Here 1.92 minus 2.56 minus 1.92, 1.44 minus 1.92 minus 1.44 minus 1.92 minus 1.44, 2.56, 1.92, 1.92, 1.44. This is the elemental stiffness matrix. Next is numbering. See here, element number 3, it connects node number 1 to node number 3. At node number 1, the displacement is Q1, Q2. At node number 3, the nodal displacements are Q5, Q6. So numbering will be 1, 2, 5, 6. So here numbering 1, 2, 5, 6. Here also 1, 2, 5, 6. Next, for element 4, the stiffness matrix will be K4 is equal to area, again it is 100 into E, 2 into 10 power 5, and the length will be 40. L square is 1, LM is 0, minus L square it is minus 1, minus LM is 0. Here I can write 0, minus 1, 0. Next we need M square. M square is 0. Minus LM is 0, minus M square is 0. Due to symmetry, here I can write 0, 0. Next we need L square. L square is 1. LM is 0. This is 0. M square is 0. If we simplify this, we will get K4 is equal to 10 power 5 outside, and inside it will be 5, 0, minus 5, 0, 0, minus 5, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0. This is the elemental stiffness matrix for element number 4. Next we have to give the numbering. See here, element number 4, it connects node number 3 to node number 4. At 3 the displacement is Q5, Q6, and at node number 4 the displacement is Q7, Q8. Therefore the numbering will be 5, 6, 7, 8. So numbering is 5, 6, 7, 8. Here also 5, 6, 7, 8. Next is global stiffness matrix. Global stiffness matrix, that is K is equal to K1 plus K2 plus K3 plus K4. Now what about the order of the global stiffness matrix? See the finite element model. Here there are 4 nodes. Each node has got 2 degrees of freedom. Means the total degrees of freedom for this given truss structure will be 8. Therefore the order of the global stiffness matrix will be 8 cross 8. Therefore K is 10 power 5 outside, numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First we need the element corresponding to 1 and 1. See the elemental stiffness matrix for first element. Here the element corresponding to 1 and 1 is 5. In K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 1 and 1. But in K3 we have element corresponding to 1 and 1, that is 2.56. In K4 also we don't have any element corresponding to 1 and 1. Therefore here we have to add 5 and 2.56, so it will be 7.56. So element corresponding to 1 and 1 is 7.56. Next we need element corresponding to 2 and 1. See K1, here element corresponding to 2 and 1, it is 0. In K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 2 and 1. In K3 we have element corresponding to 2 and 1, that is 1.92. But in K4 we don't have any element corresponding to 2 and 1. Therefore element corresponding to 2 and 1 will be 1.92. Next we need element corresponding to 3 and 1. See here in K1 element corresponding to 3 and 1 is -5. See in K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 3 and 1. In K3 again we don't have any element corresponding to 3 and 1. In K4 also we don't have any element corresponding to 3 and 1. Therefore element corresponding to 3 and 1 will be -5. Next we need element corresponding to 4 and 1. See K1, here the element corresponding to 4 and 1 is 0. In K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 4 and 1. In K3 also we don't have any element corresponding to 4 and 1. Similarly in K4 also we don't have any element corresponding to 4 and 1. Therefore the element corresponding to 4 and 1 is 0. Next we need element corresponding to 5 and 1. In K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 1. In K2 also we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 1. See in K3 we have element corresponding to 5 and 1, that is -2.56. In K4 also we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 1. Therefore element corresponding to 5 and 1 is -2.56. Next we need element corresponding to 6 and 1. See in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 1. In K2 also we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 1. But in K3 we have element corresponding to 6 and 1, that is -1.92. In K4 also we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 1. Therefore element corresponding to 6 and 1 is -1.92. Next we need element corresponding to 7 and 1. See in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 1. Similarly in K2 element corresponding to 7 and 1 is not there. In K3 we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 1. Similarly in K4 we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 1. Therefore element corresponding to 7 and 1 will be 0. Next element corresponding to 8 and 1. See in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 1. In K2 also we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 1. In K3 again we don't have any element. Similarly in K4 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 1. Therefore element corresponding to 8 and 1 will be 0. Due to symmetry I can write the first column. It is 1.92 minus 5 0 minus 2.56 minus 1.92 0 0. Next we need element corresponding to 2 and 2. See in K1 element corresponding to 2 and 2 is 0. In K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 2 and 2. In K3 we have element corresponding to 2 and 2, that is 1.44. Again in K4 we don't have any element corresponding to 2 and 2. Therefore element corresponding to 2 and 2 will be 1.44. Next we need element corresponding to 3 and 2. See in K1 element corresponding to 3 and 2 is 0. In K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 3 and 2. In K3 again we don't have any element corresponding to 3 and 2. In K4 also we don't have any element corresponding to 3 and 2. Therefore element corresponding to 3 and 2 will be equal to 0. Next we need element corresponding to 4 and 2. In K1 element corresponding to 4 and 2 is 0. In K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 4 and 2. In K3 also we don't have any element corresponding to 4 and 2. In K4 also we don't have any element corresponding to 4 and 2. Therefore element corresponding to 4 and 2 will be equal to 0. Next we need element corresponding to 5 and 2. See in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 2. Again in K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 2. But in K3 we have element corresponding to 5 and 2, that is minus 1.92. In K4 also we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 2. Therefore element corresponding to 5 and 2 is minus 1.92. Next we need element corresponding to 6 and 2. See in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 2. Again in K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 2. In K3 we have element corresponding to 6 and 2, it is minus 1.44. In K4 also we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 2. Therefore element corresponding to 6 and 2 is minus 1.44. Next we need element corresponding to 7 and 2. So in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 2. In K2 also we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 2. In K3 also we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 2. Also in K4 we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 2. Therefore element corresponding to 7 and 2 is 0. Next we need element corresponding to 8 and 2. See in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 2. In K2 also we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 2. In K3 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 2. Again in K4 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 2. Therefore element corresponding to 8 and 2 is 0. Next due to symmetry I can write here 0 0 minus 1.92 minus 1.44 0 0. Next we need element corresponding to 3 and 3. See K1, here element corresponding to 3 and 3 is 5. In K2 element corresponding to 3 and 3 is 0. In K3 we don't have any element corresponding to 3 and 3. Again in K4 we don't have any element corresponding to 3 and 3. Therefore element corresponding to 3 and 3 is 5. Next we need element corresponding to 4 and 3. See in K1 element corresponding to 4 and 3 is 0. In K2 also element corresponding to 4 and 3 is 0. In K3 we don't have any element corresponding to 4 and 3. In K4 also we don't have any element corresponding to 4 and 3. Therefore here element corresponding to 4 and 3 is 0. Next we need element corresponding to 5 and 3. See in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 3. In K2 the element corresponding to 5 and 3 is 0. In K3 we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 3. Again in K4 we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 3. Therefore element corresponding to 5 and 3 is 0. Next we need element corresponding to 6 and 3. See in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 3. In K2, the element corresponding to 6 and 3 is 0. In K3, we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 3. In K4, again we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 3. Therefore, here element corresponding to 6 and 3 is 0. Next, we need element corresponding to 7 and 3. See K1, here we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 3. In K2 also, we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 3. Again in K3, we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 3. Again in K4, we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 3. Therefore, element corresponding to 7 and 3 is 0. Next, we need element corresponding to 8 and 3. In K1, we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 3. In K2 also, we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 3. Similarly, in K3, we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 3. In K4 also, we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 3. Therefore, element corresponding to 8 and 3 is 0. Due to symmetry, I can write the third column 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Next, we need element corresponding to 4 and 4. See K1, here the element corresponding to 4 and 4 is 0. Here in K2, the element corresponding to 4 and 4 is 6.66. K3, we don't have any element corresponding to 4 and 4. Again in K4, we don't have any element corresponding to 4 and 4. Therefore, element corresponding to 4 and 4 is 6.66. 6.66. Next, we need element corresponding to 5 and 4. See K1, we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 4. In K2, the element corresponding to 5 and 4 is 0. In K3, we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 4. Again in K4, we don't have any element corresponding to 5 and 4. Therefore, element corresponding to 5 and 4 is 0. Next, we need element corresponding to 6 and 4. In K1, we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 4. In K2, we have element corresponding to 6 and 4. It is minus 6.66. In K3, we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 4. Again in K4, we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 4. Therefore, element corresponding to 6 and 4 is minus 6.66. Next, we need element corresponding to 7 and 4. In K1, we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 4. In K2, again we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 4. Again in K3, we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 4. Also in K4, we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 4. Therefore, element corresponding to 7 and 4 is 0. Next, we need element corresponding to 8 and 4. See K1, here we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 4. In K2 also, we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 4. Also in K3, we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 4. In K4 also, we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 4. Therefore, element corresponding to 8 and 4 is 0. It is 0 minus 6.66. 0, 0. Next, we need element corresponding to 5 and 5. See K1, here element corresponding to 5 and 5 is 0. Means we don't have any element here. In K2, the element corresponding to 5 and 5 is 0. In K3, the element corresponding to 5 and 5 is 2.56. In K4, the element corresponding to 5 and 5 is 5. Therefore, element corresponding to 5 and 5 becomes 7.56. It is 7.56. Next, we need element corresponding to 6 and 5. So in K1, we don't have any element corresponding to 6 and 5. In K2, we have element corresponding to 6 and 5. It is 0. In K3, the element corresponding to 6 and 5 is 1.92. In K4, the element corresponding to 6 and 5 is 0. Therefore, element corresponding to 6 and 5 will be 1.92. 1.92. Next, we need element corresponding to 7 and 5. So in K1, we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 5. In K2 also, we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 5. In K3, we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 5. But in K4, we have element corresponding to 7 and 5. It is minus 5. Therefore, element corresponding to 7 and 5, it is minus 5. Next, we need element corresponding to 8 and 5. In K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 5. In K2 also we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 5. In K3 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 5. In K4 the element corresponding to 8 and 5 is 0. Therefore element corresponding to 8 and 5 is 0. Next, due to symmetry I can write the fifth column is 1.92 minus 5 0. Next we need element corresponding to 6 and 6. If you see K1 no element corresponding to 6 and 6. In K2 the element corresponding to 6 and 6 is 6.66. Also in K3 we have element corresponding to 6 and 6. It is 1.44. In K4 the element corresponding to 6 and 6 is 0. Therefore element corresponding to 6 and 6 will be 8.1. Next we need element corresponding to 7 and 6. If you see K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 6. Again in K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 6. Also in K3 we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 6. In K4 the element corresponding to 7 and 6 is 0. Therefore element corresponding to 7 and 6 is 0. Next we need element corresponding to 8 and 6. See in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 6. In K2 also we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 6. Also in K3 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 6. In K4 the element corresponding to 8 and 6 is 0. Therefore element corresponding to 8 and 6 is 0. So due to symmetry I can write 0 0. Next we need element corresponding to 7 and 7. See in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 7. In K2 also we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 7. Also in K3 we don't have any element corresponding to 7 and 7. In K4 we have element corresponding to 7 and 7, that is 5. Therefore element corresponding to 7 and 7 is 5. Next we need element corresponding to 8 and 7. In K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 7. In K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 7. In K3 again we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 7. In K4 the element corresponding to 8 and 7 is 0. Therefore element corresponding to 8 and 7 is 0. Due to symmetry I can write the element corresponding to 7 and 8, that is 0. Next we need element corresponding to 8 and 8. See in K1 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 8. Also in K2 we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 8. In K3 also we don't have any element corresponding to 8 and 8. In K4 we have element corresponding to 8 and 8, but it is 0. So element corresponding to 8 and 8 is 0. So this is the global stiffness matrix. Next is global nodal displacement vector, that is Q is equal to Q1 Q2 at node number 1, Q3 Q4 at node number 2, Q5 Q6 at node number 3, and Q7 Q8 at node number 4. This is the global displacement vector. Next we need global force vector or global load vector, that is F is equal to F1 F2 applied load at node number 1, F3 F4 load at node number 2, F5 F6 nodal force at node number 3, F7 F8 nodal force at node number 4 transpose. This is the global force vector. Here we can write the values for this. F is equal to F1 F2. See node number 1, there is no applied load at node number 1, means the corresponding nodal forces at node number 1, that is F1 F2 will be equal to 0. So F1 F2 0 0. Next we need F3 F4, that is nodal force at node number 2. See here at node number 2 we have a force of 20 kilonewton which acts in the positive x direction. At node number 2 F3 is 20 kilonewton. But we don't have any load here in the y direction, therefore F4 is 0. So at node number 2, F3 is 20 kilonewton, F4 is 0. So 20 into 10 power 3 and F4 0. Next we need F5, F6, that is nodal force acting at node number 3. See the figure. At node number 3 we have a load of 25 kilonewton which acts in the downward direction, means negative y direction. But we don't have any load in the x direction. Therefore the corresponding nodal force at node number 3, F6, is minus 25 kilonewton because it is acting in the downward direction or negative y direction. Therefore we have taken negative sign. But F5 is 0 because there is no load in the x direction. So F5 is 0, F6 is minus 25 kilonewton. 0 minus 25 into 10 power 3. Next F7, F8, that is nodal force acting at node number 4. See node number 4, we don't have any applied force at node number 4. Therefore at node number 4 the corresponding forces F7 and F8 will be equal to 0. So F7 0, F8 0 transpose. This is the force vector. Next is equilibrium condition. Equilibrium condition, that is K into Q is equal to F. K is 10 power 5 outside, 7.56, 1.92, minus 5, 0, minus 2.56, minus 1.92, 0, 0, 1.92, minus 5, 0, minus 2.56, minus 1.92, 0, 0, 1.44, 0, 0, minus 1.92, minus 1.44, 0, 0, 0, 0, minus 1.92, minus 1.44, 0, 0. It is 5, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Here also 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 6.66, 0, minus 6.66, 0, 0, 0, minus 6.66, 0, 0, 7.56, 1.92, minus 5, 0, 1.92, minus 5, 0, 8.1, 0, 0, 0, 0, minus 5, 0, 0, 5. Sorry, this is plus 5. This is K into Q, that is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6, Q7, Q8 is equal to F. It is 0, 0, 20 into 10 power 3, 0, 0, minus 25 into 10 power 3, 0, 0. Next is applying the boundary conditions. See the figure. Node number 1 and 4 are fixed, means the corresponding displacements Q1, Q2 and Q7, Q8 will be equal to 0. See, since node 1 and 4 are fixed, Q1 is equal to, Q2 is equal to, Q7 is equal to, Q8 is equal to 0. See node number 2. See node number 2 is on roller support. Means see this node number 2 can move in x direction but it can't move in y direction. Means there will be displacement in x direction but the displacement in y direction will be 0. Therefore the corresponding nodal displacement Q4 is 0. Q3 is not 0. Since node number 2 is on roller support, it can move in x direction. Therefore Q3 is not 0. But it can't move in y direction. Therefore Q4 is 0. Since node 2 is on roller support, Q4 will be equal to 0. Now using elimination method, you can eliminate the corresponding rows and columns. Using elimination method, we can eliminate corresponding rows and columns. See, Q1 is 0, so I can eliminate first row, first column. So I will eliminate first row, first column. First row, first column. Since Q2 is 0, I can eliminate second row, second column. So I will eliminate second row, second column. See, Q7 is 0, means I can eliminate 7th row, 7th column. So I will eliminate 7th row and 7th column. Q8 is also 0, so I can eliminate 8th row, 8th column. So I will eliminate 8th row and 8th column. Q4 is 0, means I can eliminate 4th row, 4th column. So I will eliminate 4th row, 4th column. So the equilibrium equation reduces from 8 cross 8 matrix to 3 cross 3 matrix. Therefore, resultant equilibrium equation is 10 to the power of 5 outside, inside it is 5 0 0 0 0 7.56 1.92 1.92 8.1 into Q3 Q5 Q6 is equal to 20 into 10 power 3 0 minus 25 into 10 power 3. Now multiply this. 5 into Q3 is equal to 20 into 10 power minus 2. 7.56 Q5 plus 1.92 Q6 is equal to 0. 1.92 into Q5 plus 8.1 into Q6 is equal to minus 25 into 10 power minus 2. If we solve the above three equation, we will get Q3 is equal to 0.04 mm. This is Q3. Next, Q5 is equal to 0.00834 mm. And Q6 is equal to minus 0.0328 mm. So these three are the nodal displacements. Next we need stress in each element. stress in each element. So sigma 1, that is stress in first element, E1 by L1 minus L minus M Lm into Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. I will substitute the value. E, it is 25 into 10 power 3 by the length of the first element 40, minus L is minus 1, minus M is 0, L is 1, M is 0, into Q1 is 0, Q2 is 0, Q3 is 0.04, Q4 is 0. If you simplify this, we will get sigma 1 is equal to 200 Newton per mm square. Next we need sigma 2, that is stress in element number 2, that is E2 by L2 minus L minus M L M, corresponding nodal displacements Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6. Substitute the value. 25 into 10 power 3, L2 it is 30, minus L is 0, minus M is minus 1, L is 0, M is 1, into Q3 it is 0.04, Q4 is 0, Q5 0.00834, Q6 is minus 0.0328. If you simplify this, you will get sigma 2 is equal to minus 218.667 Newton per mm square. This is stress in second element. Next we need stress in third element, that is sigma 3 is equal to E3 by L3 minus L minus M L M into Q1, Q2, Q5, Q6. See why Q1, Q2, Q5, Q6? See, the element number 3 connects node number 1 to node number 3. At node number 1 the displacement is Q1, Q2, and at node number 3 it is Q5, Q6. Therefore Q1, Q2, Q5, Q6. We will substitute the given value. It is E3 25 into 10 power 3, length is 50, minus L is minus 0.8, minus M is minus 0.6, L is 0.8, M is 0.6, into Q1 is 0, Q2 is 0, Q3 is 0.00834, Q6 is minus 0.0328. If you simplify this, you will get sigma 3 is equal to minus 52.032 Newton per mm square. This is stress in element number 3. Next is stress in element number 4, that is sigma 4 is E4 by L4 minus L minus M L M into Q5, Q6, Q7, Q8. Substitute the value. 25 into 10 power 3, length is 40, minus L is 1, minus M is 0, L is minus 1, M is 0, into Q5 it is 0.00834, Q6 minus 0.032 8, Q7 0, Q8 0. If you simplify this, we will get sigma 4 is equal to 41.7 Newton per mm square. This is stress in element number 4. Next is support reaction. Support reaction. See the figure. Node 1 is fixed. Therefore, you have to find out the support reaction at node number 1 both in x and y direction. Similarly, node number 4 is fixed. You have to find out the support reaction at node number 4 in both x and y direction. But node number 2 is on roller support, means it can move in x direction. Therefore, the reaction in x direction will be 0, but you have to find out the reaction in y direction because there is no displacement in y direction for node number 2. Therefore, here you have to find out the support reaction in y direction only. If you see the FE model, see node number 1 is fixed, therefore you have to find out R1, R2. Similarly, node number 4 is fixed, you have to find out R7, R8. But node number 2 is on roller support, you have to find out the R4 because there is no movement in y direction. You have to find out the support reaction R4 only. There is no reaction in x direction because it is on roller support, it can move in x direction. So therefore, at node 1, the reaction R1 is equal to K11 Q1 plus K12 Q2 plus up to K18 Q8 minus F1. If you substitute all the values and simplify, we will get R1 is equal to minus 15,837.44 Newton. This is support reaction at node number 1 in x direction. Next, at node 1, we need R2. It is K21 Q1 plus K22 Q2 plus dot up to K28 into Q8 minus F2. Substitute all the values and simplify, we will get R2 is equal to 3121.92 Newton. This is support reaction at node number 1 in y direction. Next, support reaction at node number 2. At node 2, see R3 is 0. R3 is 0 because the node number 2 can move in x direction. Therefore, no reaction in x direction. Therefore, R3 is 0. R4. Next, we need R4. Formula is K41 Q1 plus K42 Q2 plus dot up to K48 Q8 minus F4. If you substitute all the values and simplify, we will get R4 is equal to 21,844.8 Newton. Next, at node 4, R7 is K71 Q1 plus K72 Q2 plus up to K78 Q8 minus F7. If you simplify this, we will get R7 is equal to minus 4170 Newton. This is support reaction at node number 4 in x direction. Next, R8, it is K81 Q1 plus K82 Q2 plus dot up to K88 Q8 minus F8. substitute all the values and simplify, we will get R8 is equal to 0. This is support reaction at node number 4 in Y direction. Thank you.